from the Christ EFC. So, in order to turn the stage on out there, we go to this box here, P2. Now see all this green tape? All that green tape, we want to flick all those on, and that does all the lights on the stage. This just gives power to the stage. We have this box, P1. I assume that stands for power 1. It does now. Make sure this green tape is switched on as well. And then as you'll see, number 20 goes to the amp and the wireless mics. So that's how we get the audio and the lights on the stage. So when we're moving the stages in, we have two sides to the stage. We have the non-hook side, and then we have our hook side. So whenever you're looking at the stage, you always want the hook side to be on your right-hand side. And that is for the reason of whenever you drop the stage down, this is going to be too close. There's also pieces of black tape every so often. This one's right here. You want to try and get it normally lined up with that. Sometimes it won't always be, but it's a good marker to have. So this piece here has the hooks, and when we drop this piece, the non-hook side, I'd have to wiggle it a little. It's okay if you have to get up there and give it a little nudge in the right direction, and then it just pops right down there. Now on this piece here, you have these hooks in the front. It doesn't really matter for those. It's easier to have them on the front, so the four that go up here in the front, they interlock and they're good. And you want to also put them back against this as much as possible. Every so often you have a hinge here, and it makes it hard. Just try and get it as close up next to that as you can. So here we are in the green room, which is the room on the left side of the stage. So we have this switch here. You flick that, it goes to a green light. You got these four things here. When you turn them on, whoops, they should all go to a blue light. This one up here likes to give us some trouble. Usually it tends to work. There you go. Just hit exit. That's what I did. Occasionally it might say no connection. Like that. Perfect. So as you see, it says failure, firmware version 1.0.76. All you do, turn it on, back off, or turn it off, then back on, and then give it a second, and it should be good. What these do, our main amps out front above the stage, the two on the side, and then the two in the middle. That's good. That's how you do that. AE mic, that should always be on, shouldn't really turn off. Empty mic, we don't use that, but yeah, so that's all the amp stuff done and ready. So here we have our front stage piece. So as you can see, same thing, no hooks, hooks. So with these, you also have this Velcro, and this is for the stage skirt that goes on. Basically, you just want this in the front. Hooks are the same way. They still go that way towards that closet there. So just in making sure that this Velcro is facing forward. There's also Velcro in the green room over there. Also, when you're setting this up, we have 6 in the back, 4 in the front. So the 4 in the front, it's offset by 1 stage piece. As you can see, this is a prime example of what not to do. So if you look up here, we have the hooks on this side, although it's just one, no hooks on here. So that is a whoopsie-doo on my behalf. I will fix that. 6 in the back, 4 in the front, offset by 1 stage piece. Also, while we're here, while I have your attention, this cable here, if you have a guitarist, you want to make sure that this is running under this. If you look down there, we have the snake here. It's actually on the wrong side, but if that happens, you just take this You pull it through here. What we have here is pedal board power, pedal board input, and then also whoever's on guitar, their in-ear monitors. Make sure there is nothing ever stepping on this. You want it to run directly in the middle of these two, or else things will blow up. Not actually. They might. It is possible. Hasn't happened. But don't let it happen when you're doing this. Don't be afraid to do that if you have to. The next thing we're gonna do is, you got 2 stairs there. You got 2 stairs in the green room. They just go on the end. One there, one there, one there, one there. I'll spare you the details. But let's go do this skirt. Here we have the skirt. Usually it's somewhere in this room, whether it be on that chair or on this couch here. What we gotta do is we take this out. We have 3 stage skirts. Always make sure the skirt's on though. It just makes it all look better. It's a very nice, pleasing look to it. Also, you don't have to see like all
the
this
grossness of under the stage.
Exactly. So look, here's a prime example. What do we not have here that we need?
Velcro.
Velcro. So, come with me. So, somewhere is this Velcro? Does that feel like Velcro? Now we need the scissors. Be right back with some scissors. Bam! So, here we have our Velcro and our scissors. So what you're gonna wanna do, mind you guys, I'm a lefty, so it might take me a minute to cut it. Let's see. Cleanest cut I've ever done with a pair of right-handed scissors. It works as any other tape does. You'll see about where you need to get it. It's gotta go a little bit there, because you wanna have it so that there's enough for the next skirt to go on. So, see how I left about, I wanna say half. I'd run around sometimes like it's a cape. So yeah, run around with it if you want to have some fun. What we'll do is we'll take this other half, and you want to get it just so that it looks seamless. You just guide like this, and then you just keep going. And then as you get closer to the end, this is really when you just want to pray about it. And see, if you just pray enough, you'll get a last piece of Velcro. But see guys, the issue is there's a huge gap right there between this piece of Velcro and that piece of Velcro. And that's not okay. So what we do to fix this is I'm gonna go put another piece of Velcro right there. Guys, it looks like it's about to rain.
Better get a move on.
Better get moving. You don't want it to rain when you're out here, especially with these camera boxes. Open this. And you do this. And then you make sure to hit this door. Just enough. Just want to lift that to there. Grab it by these. Guys, comment below if you think I should do weightlifting. I've been thinking about it, and it's gonna work. So, just take this. And 1, 2, 2. There's a stain before the ground. About right here. You can kind of see the stain. It's like somewhere in this vicinity. Not this one. I used to get it confused with this stain. But it's actually that stain there. Guys, that takes a lot of breath out. Praise the Lord for fresh air, am I right? You got these labels on your cameras. So this is camera 6. Notice how that says 6, not 5. On the stage, one of our 2 cameras up there is camera 6 and camera 5. Do not get the mismatch. And then, thank you. And then you put it right against here. So remember guys how I said that one camera box is camera 6. Here's our camera 6. And then over here is our camera 5. So let me grab camera 6. And they just go in, there's 3 sets of these little knobs, I guess. right here by the feet. And they all just rest in there as good as they can. And then you plug these two things here in. This one goes in this designated spot. And then this other one goes wherever, really. And then you have this, which is an SDI cable. And then that goes in this thing here. You push it in as good as it'll go. And then you twist it. And then that'll keep the connection secure. Keep going until you're at the stairs here. And then you really just want to get them lined up with the start of the middle step here. And camera 5 is on the other side. I'm gonna get camera 5. Same setup. Alright, so this next part is the stand. So as you can see, we have multiple stands. This one is very different from this one that is over there. You don't want that. So what we have here, this is the correct stand. Yeah, so this stand just sits right here at the side of the stairs. Doesn't matter how this top is. It usually stays about that height in line with the wall there. That's a good marker. So here we have our confidence monitor. It's a hefty thing. Haven't dropped it yet. It's good not to drop this. Staircase. You walk up the staircase. And then we go up one more step. And then you have these two holes here. And you got these two poles. Slides in there. Wiggle it around until it feels steady. Should be steady. Now none of these cables are giving power yet. This cable here runs to the back of 6. So normally you just throw that there, walk around, take the cable, grab the cable, plug the cable into 6. This is crazy. I never knew this. I only found this out today. That's a joke. We take this, abracadabra, alakazam. What do we have? Wha-bam. So two things here. First, we want to turn on our power. Now this is a back of a soundboard. We'll get to that later. But the power's on here. Underneath everything is our cables. Now these cables are specific cables. These cables do a specific job. It gives power. Camera 5 plugs in to there. SDI cable goes into here. Twist that. We take, so there's two SDI cables. The shorter one that isn't connected to this power thing here goes under this wheel, and then into camera 6. This is sending a consistent signal from both of these, hopefully. One of these at the moment. Let's actually show you guys how to fix that. As you can see, we have a signal from the camera itself. That usually means something here is loose, so really just unplugging everything once. On the back of this TV, unless that did that. Okay, so that didn't fix it. So, also on the back of this TV, there's an HDMI plug that looks like this. We'll grab a little extra from here to do that, and then that'll give us enough room, and then you just put this back into the HDMI port as if it's a normal TV, and then you have that. This last cable here, the last SDI cable, goes under this box. You just push it up there enough. It either pokes out or you can grab it and pull it through. Normally you want to get as much of this in a straight line as possible because you're going to have running boards that go along that hide the cables. So when we grab our SDI cable here, we plug it into this here, which connects it to the confidence monitor. And then we have this cable right here, which is connected to camera 6. So as long as this is getting power, this TV will get power. And then up here, you have a button in this little alcove. You press that, maybe, and then it turns on. Shout out to Hisense and Roku for this TV. It's been a good TV. Close this up. It might be a little loud. There's a way to do it on loud. Personally, I think it takes like 2 seconds longer to do it not loud. Swing it. Make sure the top is closed. If you gotta kick it to get it shut, kick it to get it shut. Again, you always want to make sure these are clipped in. So back here, we're in the sound booth. This is our Media Mac 1, which does slides, Spotify, bumper video. You're just gonna want to go to Pro Presenter, and then it'll load all this stuff in. Down here, we have these 4 icons. We have software control, video hub setup, normal setup, and video hub control. So what that does is, let me open, it's one of these, we'll find out together. ATM software control, so it's this one here, that one, the red and black and white. So outputs here, we have output 1, which is our program feed, output 2, which is Media Mac 1, output 3, which is stage display. The other way you can see what goes where is by going to video hub control, and then you can see what goes where. So if you click on one of these, it'll tell you where it goes. There is a remote somewhere. This one here, it's an Epson projector, so this does our projector. As you guys see here, it's starting to rain. We close that out there just in time before the torrential downpour. With the ATEM software control, basically if there was a power outage or storm, you want to check that to make sure that this projector is getting the right sends to the right spots, because when the power goes out, it resets that for whatever reason, I'm not sure. But there we have our projector. You just stand under it and you press the on button. You press the on button and it blinks green. It'll take a minute to light up. So it's a good thing we got all our stuff inside. So back here, we've got all our Pro Presenter stuff. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. If someone needs an arrangement change, so for Behold the Lamb, for example, you go up here to these 3 buttons with the 2 arrows, and it's the arrangements. Go here, you have your master, which is just like the bare bones of everything that's in it. And then you have 1, which is the original, like, normal arrangement, everything in the right spots. And then reprise, which is from the bridge to the ending. Now over here, we have our video producer spot. Basically, you probably won't run this, but just make sure everything's running. You just, switch your inputs. And then you should also see it here. When I switch to Media Mac 1, it'll show the welcome. And then back to camera 6. And then over here, we have our lights. So these will also be programmed ahead of time, most likely. If not, whatever song you need, this thing will also show up most of the time. Just hit that. You can also move this over. Actually, close that. Over here, we have never doing updates. We don't do updates here, by the way. We have all the songs here. So, let's see. One of the songs for this week is Praise a Hallelujah. So you scroll down all the way to Praise a Hallelujah. We take it, we drop it here. Or if there's nothing here, you want to clear item, and then that'll take it out of there, and then you just drag and drop it there. Then over here, we have our audio. So we have our band here, which is our vocalists, our instruments. Over here, we have all our drum stuff. And then in our bus master, actually no, here. So say someone needs Emma up more in their in-ear monitor. So you press this little button here, not that, this button here, and then it'll take you to here. And then you can adjust whoever needs to change. So if lead guitar needs less Emma, you just turn her down or up. You can also scroll and change it here. This is like your sub, it's normal send, you wouldn't mess with that though. That's basically it, other than muting everything, unmuting everything. That's all here, mute all. Make sure that all these are on. These are all our wireless things, so our in-ear monitors are these three, 1 through 3 here. We have our 2 acoustics. We have our 3 mics. And then we have these mics, but we don't use those, except one of them. I think it's this one. Over here on this thing, you want to make sure that all that is on, but make sure all these are switched on. All these lights here. And then that should be everything. As we can see here, there is nothing on the projector right now. And if we go to Pro Presenter, there should be stuff on the projector, but it just isn't there. So typically the issue with that is you need to go to this one here, ATEM software control, and then you go up here to outputs, and then normally that's an issue with output too. For the sake of this, I put it on black right now. Normally, someone will most likely put it on program, and that also means you can't run a camera operator. And we want to run a camera operator because we love all of our camera operators out there. So what you do to fix that is you go to outputs, output 2, and you want to make sure that it is on Media Mac 1, which is that one there. And then, as soon as you do that, it'll put it there, and then Pro Presenter will continue to work. So that's how you fix that. That is the most common issue that we have back here due to power outages or someone bumps something. That's it. We're done. Don't message me, ever. Do not bother me on vacation. If you do, I will spontaneously combust.
What if someone wants that to happen?
Then do message me.
Okay.